Welcome back after the break. The Spicy Hour on Channel I. It is Sunday Spice, and let me remind you about our spicy number 2501610. And we are having a spicy learning experience as well, because we have two great personalities, wealth of knowledge and information that they have to share with us. And before we talk further, we have a caller online. Hello, who's this? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Good evening, Professor. I'm Rukshan here from the Chimes of the 70s band.
Hi, Rukshan.
How are you doing?
How are you? How's the band doing?
So I would like to speak to Dr. Vijaya Corea.
Yes, go ahead, Rukshan.
Good evening, Uncle.
Good evening.
So it's great to see you on the screen, and as a person whom I appreciate a lot, because of you today I could go ahead in my music career, and you are one of the persons who assist us a lot to come up to the status. So also I would like to remember the support you gave for the establishment of Sinhala pop music in the country. And even from the 70s, you did a great service for the record productions with your Victory label. So actually I want to say, so you are a true hallmark of Sri Lankan music industry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rukshan. Thank you very much for those sentiments. Thank you very much for calling 2501610. Yes, that's a spicy number. And I think there are so many people who can say, because of you, I'm like this. And I'm one. And both of you have been my gurus. And in fact, what petrifies me those days is to see Vijaya Corea in the audience when I'm comparing. Once at BMIC, I think I told you, you were seated right in front, your eyes popping out, and the moment I saw Vijaya Corea, I thought, match over. I was so nervous, and thanks a lot for all the advice and guidance, and also Viran. So, right, we were talking about pronunciation
Yes.
and how to get the correct pronunciation and the reference.
That's right. So there are these various studies and various trends of thought, but at the end of the day, what decides whether a person is an effective or an attractive communicator is the class and the refinement the coloration, if you would put it that way, that carries with the words that are used. And there I would say that the standard pronunciation dictionary that is prescribed at Radio Ceylon once upon a time, and now it's the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, is one that is a very good standard to follow. The Daniel Jones Pronunciation Dictionary, there are about 15 editions of it.
I think now the latest one comes with a CD. So basically you install...
You can hear it.
Yeah, install the software, and when you click the word, it...
even without studying the science of phonetics, you can...
Yeah.
So I think that's a very good guide to go by, and I think it's very needed today, because there are many people who constantly murder the queen.
Yeah. Because sometimes people are confused because they don't know how to get or where to find the correct pronunciation. So there you go. Daniel Jones is the book that you should buy and keep it, because they say it can be called the Bible of pronunciation. Yeah. Right. Now we had a request for a gospel song. Yeah. Yes. We had a request for a gospel song, and yes, before the gospel song, I think we have a call online. Yes, 2501610. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Malini Sirivardhana from Kalubovila.
Yes, Malini.
Malini Sirivardhana.
Yes, Malini.
Yes, I want to tell you, because Mr. Vijaya Corea is very happy to see at this moment, because 1960s and 70s he was very famous. We are very watching his programs, very interesting. We will never forget his voice. And Mr. Professor Fernando, earlier is a announcer, Professor Fernando. But I think he and Mr. Vijay Corea's voice never forget. And thank you very much. I'm very happy to get this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Malini.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See, sir, you just being on screen, pleasing so many people, bringing back good memories. And now we're getting ready for a gospel song. What do you have in mind?
Well, perhaps it's something that I sing almost every day, so
Something to sing every day. Uh-huh. And what's that and why?
why? Well, it is out of gratitude. It's because of a real life experience which I had many, many years ago, 32 years ago, when I had a spiritual experience which transformed my life from whom I was to whom I ought to be in the eyes of God. And then a few years later, I was afflicted with a deadly cancer. There wasn't even a scan machine in this country in 1984, so I was flown out to London. I was in the Royal Free Hospital in Hampstead. There they did all the tests that needed to be done, and then they came to the conclusion, after doing what was called the alpha-feta protein test, in case there are any doctors watching us. It's called the AFP test, and that said that I was terribly diseased. As for classification, it was undifferentiated, which meant that they couldn't tell where it is. It could have traveled anywhere. And they discovered that I had had it on my person for over 1.5 years. Tumor cells in my blood vessels, that's basically what it was. And they told me that I'd have to be in London for 3 months. They would start me after the holidays on 9 courses of chemotherapy. And they said they'd do the best for me, but make plans to be in London for 3 months. So I looked at my wife and she looked at me, because there were 2 small fellows back home at that time. Well, I said to them, whatever God permits, I'm here. I said that because of what I said before, because I had a personal spiritual experience. I found out that the person of Christ is alive. I also found out that it has nothing to do with religion, but it has everything to do with a relationship you can have with the living person of God, which anybody of any race, any religion, any color can have. You know, religion divides people. It is not of God. But the relationship brings you together. You become my brother, you become my sister, God is Father. So that's the truth I discovered. So I came out of religion and into spiritual relationship. Then when I was afflicted with this cancer, just before I flew off to London, when I was in room 28 of a nursing home, which is not there anymore, St. Michael's Nursing Home in Kollupitiya, I talked to God and I asked him, why did you permit this? Because you are the omniscient, you know everything, you are watching, how come you permitted this? He took me down memory lane and he showed me in my life unrepented of sins. So I then and there repented of it, and then as I read his word, gave me the assurance that he's going to heal me. It's in what's called Psalm, in the book of Psalms. So Psalm 37 verse 19 just leapt out of the book at me. I knew from that moment onwards I would be well. And so in London, when they gave me 3 months to live, I told them, well, whatever God permits. So I was ready for chemotherapy, whatever God permits. But to cut that long story short, I wasn't in London for 3 months. I went on the 5th of April, I returned on the 17th of May. My blood was being taken almost every other day. Then when my blood was taken on the 18th of April 1984, and again that was on a Thursday, Friday was a holiday, Saturday, Sunday, and again on Monday, it went to the path lab, and the reports of both these came on the same day, 25th of April. And suddenly it said there was no tumor. And the doctor said the path lab made a mistake, do it again. And they did it again, and they did it again. And that was it. I was totally, completely, absolutely healed of that cancer. No chemotherapy, no radiotherapy. I hadn't had a tablet in medication for the treatment of that cancer. And so here I am 28 years afterwards. And that's why I said at the onset, what do you do? I said, I bring comfort to people, give them the good news. God loves them.